We are in the heart of the Gulch. I'm your host, Tony Mendoza, and today we're not in the studio. We're in the MCC, the Music City Center, here at CMA Fest, and we got my friend Callum Kerr in the building. What's up?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Dude, it has been a busy day. We were just talking about finally you get a little break with some media, huh?
Yeah, it's been nice. It's been nice to just shoot the shit and do some chatting and
100%.
You know, it's I love playing the shows, but it's real cool to come around and meet all you guys and see some shows that I hadn't heard of you guys, and you were telling me a little bit about the background, about you do the interviews and then the live shows and stuff like that, and I'm like, that's exactly the kind of thing that I would tune into. So not just getting to chat, but getting to find out about what you guys do has been really cool.
It's I'll tell you something. As I do my prep with every guest, right? I'm listening to my list of people, and you saw my list. I have like maybe 12 people today, and I was going by hour that they're coming to interview with me, and I listened to your music. And I have like 4 other guests to play. Dog, when I tell you, I didn't stop. I didn't listen to the other people's music. I stopped at you.
Oh, my man.
And it was so much good, man. And I kept thinking about the song that I love the most. I wrote it down right here. So you got Cold Beer.
Hey.
Oh, my gosh. I was falling in love with that.
Yeah.
Thanks, and then, but I was curious to know this. Out of your discography, what would be the #1 most underrated song that you want more of your fans to listen to? May not have the biggest numbers.
That's a tough one. I think, one of my songs that was the first solo write that I ever did is a song called Gone Again. And it was, I don't know if the song makes that much sense, but I remember writing it, and it was the first time I'd ever written a song on my own. And so that one means a lot to me. And, I've got a couple buddies that will text me and they'll be like, this song actually is my favorite one. And like, you never play it out or anything. And I'm like, yeah, it's because it doesn't have any streams. And like, I was so early in the game, trying to learn how to write.
Yeah.
I just, but I like that one. I'd say that's probably the underrated one, I think.
What's your favorite type of stage to play in front of? Because you have like the CMA Fest stages where it's a festival. You have a lot of people there. Then you have the honky-tonk bars where it's only like a few people and they're not really listening to you. And then you have the songwriters rounds where everyone's there genuinely listening to every word you say. Which one is your favorite to play to, and which one makes you most nervous?
I think good question. I think, honestly, the nerves, I think, usually come in numbers. So the bigger the audience, the more the nerves.
Really?
And I think usually the bigger audiences are there for full band performances. So there's more to think about, because when you're just up there doing something acoustic, like at the writers' rounds, you can change the tempo, you can mess around. If you mess it up, you can start it again. With the band, it's like you got one shot to get it all right. Yeah, and everyone's counting on each other to remember their bits. So, but that being said, I think biggest risk, biggest reward, that's probably my favorite style of show to play. I love being up there with the band. When you get it right, it just feels amazing. And I think the audience can usually feel that when you're vibing with it and they're vibing with it. You usually don't get the feeling until either the last song or when you come off stage and you're like, holy moly, we just killed that.
It's an energy. There's an energy in the rooms, right? But the more important thing that I want to ask you is, like, when you get on stage, there's all kinds of crap that can happen. You never know what can truly happen. Tell me a story about one time you got on stage and it didn't go the right way. And you're like, what the heck are we going to do here?
Oh, bro, where do I begin? It happened like every time I tried to play when I was starting out. There was I remember there was one time I was playing a show called Freak Show Friday, which is on every Friday at the local. It's quite hard to get on sometimes, especially that Friday show in one of the peak times. And I forgot the words to my song. My monitor in front of me that you're supposed to be able to hear yourself from wasn't working, so I couldn't hear myself. I started not panicking, but I was trying to play through it, and I just finished my song after like a minute and 15 seconds. I was like, anyway, that was that song, and everyone's like,
what happened?
That was it. Yeah, but I mean, there's been so many times. Sometimes you can't catch the key, and you just, for some reason, you're like,
who's the one that judges you the most? So out of your band, when they look at you for messing something up, who do you go to and you're actually a little nervous about, like, oh shoot, I just messed this up?
Usually Thomas, the guitarist. Because he is locked in. He knows every single part of every single song, and him and the drummer are always vibing. They're following each other, and usually I'm like, halfway through, I'm like, sorry, boys. You just got to keep it going.
It's important because you guys are a team, so you guys got to work together. But you know what? I want to play a game.
All right.
So to the right of you right there, you'll see a spin the wheel.
Oh, I see you. Yeah.
So you bring that wheel up, bring it up, put it on your leg right there, and I'll hold your mic. I want you to give it a good spin, and let's see what question you got. Ooh, weirdest thing you've ever autographed.
All right. Well, very quickly, I've never had this opportunity, but I saw one of my friends yesterday autographing a baby, which is hilarious. But I don't know. Actually, yesterday I had someone with a brand new pair of Converse like high tops on.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Do you mind just signing these?" And I was like, "Oh, they're like so white and so clean. Are you sure you want
Don't do it
to mess them up already?" And she was like, "No, that's why I bought them." And I was like,
That's
"All
a good
right,
point.
your call." And I just big Sharpie down the side.
You know what's funny is literally the guest right before you was talking about signing a baby. That's
Who was
wild. Oh my God. It was, don't put me on that, Jay Webb.
Okay, it wasn't Jay that I saw, but
So, the crazy thing is that he has a face tattoo, so he puts his signature on the same
cute.
side as the face tattoo. But, speaking of which, let's do one more of these spins.
Yeah,
Where do we
yeah.
put it? Go ahead.
all right.
Gotcha.
Cheers, brother. All right.
Good spin. My girlfriend's favorite question. What's your skincare routine?
All right. This is going to be disappointing. I don't wash my face really. I just let the water splash on it. I don't even really wash my hair. I'm a neck down kind of guy. I like the natural, but I think if there's sometimes I'll put some moisturizer on if I remember to. And sometimes before a photo shoot, I put a little drop of fake tan in there. I got really white skin, so a little drop of fake tan in the moisturizer. But I should probably take care of my skin better. But what I found when I was a teenager, when you have acne and everything, the more I used, the worse it got. And when I just stopped using anything.
Yeah, man, that's the crazy thing because everyone's going more organic, more clean.
Absolutely.
And the thing is like our bodies are made to handle whatever throws at us. We actually hurt our bodies, like no offense to the ladies in the room, but if you throw more stuff at your face, you're going to break out.
Yeah, and chemicals, you don't know what you're absorbing.
But then also, we're ugly. If we're ugly,
Yeah.
ladies can always have a little help. Guys we can't deal with that. We're just ugly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, that's why we grow beards.
Yeah, exactly.
Make
To
up for
hide the
men.
double T. All right, so I got one more game for you.
Alrighty.
Right to your right, you'll see a red flag and a green flag.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you some red flag, green flag questions.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And the first question I want to ask is
Trigger.
yeah,
finger on the trigger.
exactly. When a person says when they call their ex and they said that we're just friends, don't worry about it, and they still have a conversation with them.
You mean they're dating someone new, but they're calling
dating
their
someone
ex?
new and they're calling their ex every once in a while. Red flag?
Yeah, massive red flag. Listen,
Why is that a red flag?
I would love to be funny there and be like, oh yeah, that's totally fine. But yeah, I mean, surely everybody knows. To me, if you were romantic, like you probably shouldn't be talking to them if you got someone new.
Okay, red flag or green flag? We're going to go to the Broadway bar instead of going to a signing event at CMA Fest.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to come and see me doing some signing. I think, it's fun. Broadway is an amazing place, especially if you're visiting Nashville. So you'll see some good music and yeah, go check it out.
All right, now another question.
All right.
If a girl comes up to you and says, I don't date musicians because it's just way too messy.
She's probably right. I mean, except my fiance, obviously she made the right choice, but no one else should date musicians. We're a nightmare.
Now, my last question here with red flag, green flag.
All right.
So, if they only know a couple country songs, but they love Americana music, red flag or green flag?
Yeah, I'll let that fly. That's cool. Yeah, Americana is still kind of country.
Oh, wait, no, another one. If we go to a concert and they're wearing someone else's country shirt, red flag, green flag.
Oh, like if you go to a Kenny Chesney concert with a Jason Aldean shirt on?
Or go to your concert and someone has another shirt on.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's cool. I'm probably a fan of that person as well. So I'll tell you what. What was the question before that when you said?
Americana versus country music.
So it's like if they say that they love country music, but they only know like 2 songs in the top 10, then there you go. There's your red flag on that side.
Flag.
Yeah. You gotta delve a bit deeper,
100%. Now, speaking of diving a bit deeper, I'm going to ask you my last 2 questions.
All right, you got it, man.
And the first question has to do with imposter syndrome.
Oh, nice.
Because I think about how amazing your music is and how it inspires others. But there's days that you walk out of the house and you don't feel hot. You don't feel like you got it, or you feel like you're a little bit of an imposter when you get on these stages. But I want to know, what do you do? What are the mechanisms you have in place to not let that little voice in the back of your head infiltrate what you're doing day to day?
I think, I mean, honestly, and it's not like something I've really practiced, but I kind of hit it with a bit of humor. You know, if you just admit, like, yeah, this is kind of funny and this is kind of weird, and yeah, someone just asked me for a picture and no one put them up to it. They're an actual fan. Like, sometimes you feel like, oh my God, why would someone be, you know, a fan of me? There's so many other people that they could support. But yeah, that is funny. But just embrace it. You know what I mean? It's part of the process. And I think the more you can kind of laugh it off, the less you're in your head about it. And, you know, it's, if you're not going to do it, who is?
Exactly.
You know, they're going to feel like an imposter as well. Just, you know.
Just go out and put one foot in front of the other, and
just
then
move forward.
And move forward. Now, my last question. Speaking about moving forward, it's 2025, and we're in the middle of 2025. This is during CMA Fest, which, as I said in every interview, it doesn't feel like I'm at CMA Fest because I feel like I'm just in a cubicle talking to a handsome dude. So whatever. But I want to know, what can the fans expect from your music the rest of 2025 and the top of 2026?
All right, full EP drops on July 25th. I have, I'm making my Grand Ole Opry debut July 26th.
Let's go, bro. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you, man. Trying to put together a little tour, potentially, I think, Texas and a little bit into Oklahoma and stuff.
Where in Texas, though?
We don't have specific dates yet. We have our locations. We're just trying to get the dates. But, I mean, San Marcos, San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth.
Where I'm from, man. San Antonio is the hometown.
Oh, wait. That was the first place I flew. I moved to Texas when I was 17. So flew in San Antonio, lived in the Hill Country for a few years.
We're out in the Hill Country.
Kerrville.
Come on, dog.
You know Kerrville?
Yeah, man. Bro, come on, man.
I mean.
That's crazy. Well, you know what? Speaking of which, so you got that EP coming out. You're working on a tour, and then
and we're still writing. We're gonna release hopefully some more songs. We're talking about that yesterday before the end of the year. So we're just busy, man. We're just getting after it.
Booked and busy is important. But everyone, my name is Tony Mendoza. We're still here in the heart of the Gulch, and I will see you guys next time. See y'all later.
Thanks, y'all. Dude.
That
was great, man.
That was a great interview.
That was one of our best ones for sure.
Good, man.
I like the different. You're like thoughtful about the questions, and that makes such a difference here.